I'm Nicole Pomonnerat. I'm a recruitment and HR strategist with over 10 years of experience in helping companies build inclusive, safe workspaces and connecting underrepresented individuals with meaningful career opportunities. Today, I want to dive into Ace That Interview. It's a confidence building prep journal designed to help job seekers like you prepare by answering real world questions that hiring managers ask. So whether you're gearing up for behavioral-based, situational, or strength-based question, I'm going to walk you through how to answer them with proven methods such as the STAR technique, so you'll be ready to ace your next interview with confidence. This journal was born out of a desire of mine to help job seekers build confidence. I've been asked many times throughout my career for advice or help in answering questions better. When people apply for jobs, they apply to jobs that they're qualified for, but it's sometimes hard to communicate those qualifications and those accomplishments that they've had throughout their career during an interview. So this book is filled with 100 situational and behavioral based questions that a lot of times people see during the interview process. So while you may not see these questions verbatim, you're going to see the topics and subjects of these questions throughout your interview journey in the future. So as far as the video goes, I wanted to go quickly over the STAR method with you, and then I did want to answer 2 questions or so you can get an idea of how you can use the STAR method to answer questions and prepare for future interviews. So if you're not familiar with the STAR method, it is a technique that you can use to make sure that you're answering questions fully and completely and getting a complete answer to the hiring manager when you answer a question. The worst thing sometimes people fear in interviews is not being able to communicate a clear answer throughout the interview. So a clear and concise answer. So STAR method stands for situation, task, action, and result. If you're able to provide all 4 of those things in an interview, you are answering the question completely. So first question in the book that I'm going to review with you is a behavioral-based question, and that is, I'm reading it off paper, so I'm reading it out of the book. Actually, I have 2 books here. Tell me about a time you demonstrated your greatest strength at work. What was the impact? So I would say one of my greatest strengths is that I'm really great at building and nourishing partnerships and relationships with key stakeholders and my operators or my hiring managers wherever I work or whoever I work with. So one time that I demonstrated that was when I worked for a casual dining concept a couple years ago, maybe 5+ years at this point. They were about 40 years old at the time, and they were nationally recognized. We had about 150 or so restaurants. And shortly after I started as the head of talent acquisition, I discovered that the prior year we spent $200,000 on third-party recruitment agency fees. That's a lot. And that was just what was hitting the recruitment budget, not what was coming out of other departments' budgets as far as allocations go. So I needed to reduce or eliminate that agency spend as much as possible in order to make sure that we were hitting budget, because we were definitely on a trajectory to exceed that $200,000 the year I took over, or possibly even eliminate it. So I did what I do best, and what my strength is I went to the key stakeholders and the people who we were making these hires for, went to the area managers, and I just did a discovery. I wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on. Why were we looking for people? Why were we hiring so many people? What was going on when these people started? How were we judging talent? Was there a process? What questions were we asking? Also, I met with finance, and I wanted to know what were the agencies that we were working with. Who were the people that were signing these contracts in the company, and also, what were we getting out of it? A lot of times when you sign contracts, there's some sort of guarantee that agencies have. Usually it's like there's a 90-day guarantee that the person you hire will stay. If they don't stay, then they do a replacement. So I wanted to make sure that we were taking advantage of any credits that we had or any replacements that we were due, because the last thing we wanted to do was pay twice for a service. Ended up that in this specific situation, I was able to get 10 replacements that we hadn't at the time, and that saved us some money there. but also through building those relationships with field HR and the operators, I was able to learn why we were having so much turnover and what the operators were working with, and how we could improve the process. A lot of what was going on was the process of the candidate seeing what they were getting into. It wasn't clear. So being able to see what the managers were doing on a day-to-day, what they were responsible for, allowed my team to be transparent with the candidates, so they weren't surprised when they started and it wasn't what they signed up for. So through all of that, we were able to accomplish quite a bit. I was able to lower agency cost by $176,000 year over year. And I actually came in $120,000 under budget that year, which was a tremendous savings considering we were going to potentially blow budget on the trajectory we were originally on. And then another exciting thing is my next year, we had $0 spent on agency fees, which was awesome considering we had over $100,000 the year prior. So while HR is typically not where you're going to see money making, in this specific case, we were definitely able to be a money saver for the company. And they were able to take that money that we didn't spend on agency fees and allocate it to do something else to put into the business. So it was definitely an awesome time and something I was really proud of as far as accomplishments go. All right. Second question is, describe a weakness you've overcome and how it has improved your work performance. So let's see, weakness. I'm going to tell you about a time specifically in my earlier career days where I was struggling with delegating, and that was definitely a weakness that I had. Somewhere in my life, I heard this phrase that if you want something done right, you need to do it yourself. And to me, it sounded like decent advice. That's what I was doing, and it wasn't getting me a whole lot, actually, kind of getting me tired because I was doing everything myself. So I had I believe we called them area directors or district managers at the specific concept. I was a training general manager, and I was up for promotion to be a regional training manager for the specific company. And my area manager, he was really hard on me. He is definitely one of my favorite people I reported to, but at the time when he did what I'm going to tell you, I was so mad at him. But looking back at it, I'm very grateful for him believing in me enough to do it and tell me I wasn't able to be where I wanted to be because I needed to work through my people. So specifically, what I'm talking about is we were having CEO and COO visits. They were touring all of the restaurants in the area that I worked in. And typically when you have the notice that there's key leadership touring restaurants or touring businesses, or you have corporate coming or they're doing a visit, it's like all hands on deck, clean, 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 have, everything tip top, perfect shape. GM's got to be there, or whoever the leader is, they need to be there and be on site and make sure they're running the show, and everything has to just be chef kiss perfect. I don't know why I can't say district manager for some reason. My district manager at the time, he told me that I was not allowed to be in the building when this visit happened. And I was so mad because I was, like I said, up for a promotion and I wanted this visit to go perfect. And he said, hey, it can still go perfect, but you need to work through your assistant general managers and your shift leaders and your managers, and you need to make it work. And I was frustrated, but I made it work and I delegated. And the secret to my success was honestly using the tools, the systems, and processes that the company had set up for operators to be successful. So I was using the checklists that were provided, the cleaning lists, the product prep charts, all of these tools that our corporate office and our training teams made sure were available to us. I executed those, and I made sure that I followed up, and I made sure that the people I had on my team were doing the things that they were trained to do. And we had great communication while doing it. So I didn't reinvent the wheel. I delegated and I followed up, and it went great. The visit went off without a hitch, and I got promoted, which was awesome. Maybe not necessarily because of this visit, but I didn't have the CEO and the COO leave my restaurant thinking that I wasn't capable or anything like that. But by my district manager not allowing me to be physically in the building, it helped me realize that you can't just teach your team how to do everything. You need to make sure that you allow them to practice and you're building trust in them to execute. And that was something that I needed help with. I needed somebody to give me that push to let go of control and allow others to step in and shine and build trust in my team and show them that I really did trust them. So building trust and making sure that your team is confident made my job easier in the specific situation. And it's something that helped me throughout the rest of my career as well. So sometimes I think leaders, they don't like to teach the people who are reporting to them how to do their job, because there's this fear that, oh, if they know how to do my job, they're going to take my job. The goal is that you want people to know as much as you so they can take your job. If you can't find your replacement, how are you ever going to move on to bigger and better things? So, that's the answer to my second behavioral-based question in the book. And I will do a couple more of these as well so you can see how I'll answer different ones. But I did want to say before I sign off, thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful and you want to dive deeper into interview prep, check out my full journal, ASAT Interview. It's available on Amazon. It's packed with 100 questions and practical exercises that are going to shape your interview skills and make sure that you're ready for any opportunity to do an interview for a new opportunity. So if you click the link below, you can grab your copy and take the next steps toward landing your dream job. I hope to see you next time. Bye.